Hello, my name is Daisy Narayanan and I'm a member of the Evidence Group for Scotland's Climate Assembly. As we know, Scotland's climate is changing. This is a huge challenge and it sometimes feels daunting, but it is also a huge opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to rethink how we support our cities, our towns, our neighborhoods, our communities to become more resilient and more self-sufficient. We have an opportunity to collectively take a new place-based approach, ensuring that across different areas of Scotland, our mobility and digital connections, public space, green areas, and buildings are thought about as one system. Today, I'd like to briefly set the context for two questions that we will be exploring over the next few weekends. How should Scotland change how it plans for its communities? And how should Scotland change its community services? So village halls, schools, hospitals, libraries, etc. And key to addressing the challenges ahead is to understand what's important to people. Well-being, children's health, lower bills, convenience, and then to design policies and interventions that achieve these goals as well as radically cutting emissions. And our response to climate emergency should involve placing people's needs at the center of decision-making about the services and about investment in where they live, ensuring that communities are empowered to be actively involved in the conversation and the process around making change. Where we live has an impact on our access to amenities, to jobs, to schools, to green space, to transport. And an obvious example is the difference between urban and rural areas. In Scotland, 71% of the population live in urban areas, 11% live in accessible rural areas, and 6% live in remote areas. But beyond where we live, there are other inequalities that need addressed. We tend to think that everyone owns a car, but up to 49% of households in the most deprived areas don't have access to a car. And it's within these more deprived areas you see the worst impacts from poor air quality, and children there are 3 times more likely to be in a collision. Our transport system is designed around 9 to 5 office commutes. This overlooks shift work that is often lower paid. It's disproportionately carried out by women and people with Black or minority ethnic backgrounds. We also plan for A to B journeys, overlooking trips that go from home to school to work to the shops that are mainly carried out by women. In Scotland, work is already underway to underpin a new approach to designing our villages, towns and cities. Architecture and Design Scotland have set out 8 principles to help guide and inspire people to reduce, repurpose and absorb carbon and adapt to the impacts of climate change. National organizations across sectors are collaborating to shape how we might make it possible for people to live well locally through the concept of 20-minute neighborhoods that ensure that most of people's daily needs are a short walk away. This, in turn, would reduce the need for carbon-intensive travel. But I would like to end on some inspiring stories of communities coming together to make a real positive and long-lasting change. In Glasgow, Repair Cafe Glasgow work with communities to reduce carbon emissions by focusing on waste. They save items from landfill and help people develop practical DIY skills so they can fix their own possessions and learn about climate action. In Shetland, a community development company has designed and installed a network of weatherproof polytunnels, meeting community demand to grow local produce. In central Scotland, the Forth Valley Communities for Conservation project works with ethnic minority and LGBTI households in the area to reduce carbon emissions by improving home energy efficiency and travelling more sustainably. And back to Glasgow, the Soul Riders Bespoke project is working to reduce carbon emissions by promoting sustainable transport among ethnic minorities in Greater Glasgow to encourage a shift away from car travel. These include cycle skills courses, bike maintenance training, and organized group rides. So in conclusion, the Climate Assembly has a real opportunity to explore how to take a proactive approach, eventually leading to the fairer, healthier, happier, and truly resilient world that we want to see. We can explore the crossovers between the quality of our places, public health, economy, transport, education, air quality, and social justice, and the need for a collective, proactive approach to address these crossovers and ensure that people and place are at the heart of shaping a new world. As so many communities across Scotland are showing us, we can do this together. Thank you very much.